Good morning, everyone. Saturday morning, I'm just going to find myself on my iPad. It's been a little while since I have done a live, so I need to figure out how to do it all again, I think. Okay, I think I'm up and running. Yes, nicely running. Okay, so we're going to, I'm going to show you how to make this card today. I haven't done a split coast stampers challenge for a very long time, and I thought I'd duck over and have a look at one. And they had a clean and simple challenge, and the theme was to do 3 in a row. So I'm thinking that I managed to do 3 in a row, and it's definitely clean and simple. Good morning, everyone coming in. Good to see you all again. It's been quite a while, so try and get back into some. Okay, so what I'm going to be using today is the Amazing Life stamp set. I'm going to use some Memento ink and my blends, my Stampin' blends. I'm waiting for my storage so I can get them all out of these cases and into my new Stampin' storage and free up some of my drawers. I'm also using the cards and envelopes. So I'll grab one of these out, grab an envelope out as well so I can stamp on it. I didn't stamp on my last envelope. These are great. They come in a pack of 20. And, you know, if you like the clean and simple, they're just a really nice size to work with. There's not a whole lot of stuff that you need to add to it. Good morning, everyone coming in. Hey, Sandy from Canada. Nice. Is it warming up over there? I would love to come to Canada during winter. Okay, so I've just got an extra layer. You could actually go straight onto your card base. The only thing is with the blends, you would see the color through the other side, so which is why I've decided to go with another layer. So this is thick Whisper White cardstock I'm using, and it's 8.5 centimeters by 12, and that will just fit nicely on top of our little note card here. So the layering's not quite even, but I didn't want to muck around with, you know, 12.3 millimeters, 12.3 centimeters and that type of thing. So I've just gone for, you know, the easy method. Okay, so I'm going to be using the happy birthday stamp and the cake, because we've got a great happy birthday one here. You know, it doesn't have to be birthday. You could do your amazing and still have cake. You don't even have to have a sentiment if you didn't want to. You could just put perhaps one of it. Getting my screen would be handy, wouldn't it? You know, you could just do one of these little borders and whatnot. So then it could be an anything cake, really, I guess. Okay, so using Memento, because don't forget, when we're using our blends, we want water-based with alcohol, or if you're using watercoloring, you want alcohol with water. So opposites attract. Just try and remember that when you're trying to work out which you need. Now when I made my first card, I did use my Stamparatus. I had to reposition my stamp each time, so I'm going to try and do it with blocks and see how we go. So good morning, everyone coming in. Oh, I'm so glad to see everybody. I thought, oh, I'll hardly have anybody coming in. I just want to say, when I line my sentiments up on my block, I put my block down. No, I don't. I put my stamp down on my grid paper because they're clear. I line it up with the line on the grid, and then I line the block up with a line on the grid as well. And that way, hopefully, I can actually, and I hope my head doesn't come in here, but when I stamp, like I will line all my cardstock up with my grid paper as well. And then that way when I ink up, I can line up, I have to eyeball it at this stage, but I can actually line up my sentiment with a line on the grid, and hopefully it all comes together. So, and hopefully I get it nice and straight, because even though, whoop, my head did get in, even though we, I've lost my train of thought. I'm looking for this. This is what I'm looking for. Even though, you know, you're still eyeballing it, it's still, and we're using clear, it's still very easy to get things crooked. Good evening from Oklahoma. Wow, how exciting. Got some international visitors. Actually, I don't need to take that off. Okay, now I'm going to do my 3 cakes, and again, I did this with the Stamparatus, so I'm going to attempt it with my blocks. You can draw a pencil line if you want, just a faint one so that you can get all 3 lined up. Wow, I'm so excited to see so many international peeps. It's wonderful. Okay, my head is going to get in. I'm so sorry, there's nothing I can do about it because I need to line things up. So again, I'm just going to line it up with, just eyeball it and try and line up that with a line on the grid. Just as well there's no grey hairs peeping through so far, huh? Because you can see my head. Okay, now the next one, see, this is where if you're not confident, I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that I'm going to line them up straight, I would put a pencil down. And I'm sorry, my head is definitely going to get in. I can't be helping that because I do want to take care with my card because I want to use it. I don't want to go, oops, that's all crooked. Okay, last one. So you can actually successfully line them up if you're careful. There we go, 3 cakes in a row. Such a nice, simple, oh, I think I'm watching my replay and there's always a bit of a lag, and I thought that I had seized up, but I was just taking a moment. Okay, on to the fun part with our blends. Now, I'm just going to explain to you how I choose my colours. This one's fairly simple, especially the first round of colours. I use 4 colours. I generally try and use 4 colours all the time. Look, now I am buffering. So I'm going to start with the dark one, and I'm using dark Bermuda Bay. And I just like to give myself a little test palette first. Hey everyone, still coming in. Okay, so this one is really simple because it just goes dark light with the Bermuda Bay and then dark and light with the Pool Party. So you can see that all those colours are going to blend really nicely together. They are all in the same sort of colour family and they're fine. Now, so I know I'm going to select that one. Now when it comes to my purples, I have got 6 colours to choose from. So I was thinking to start with that I would like some lighter colours. So I thought I would go for my Rich Razzleberry, and that's Blackberry Bliss. Rich Razzleberry, and then I thought I would use the 2 heathers. Yes, I think they're heathers. Where are the names? Highland Heather. But when I do this little colour swatch, okay, so that's my Razzleberry and my Razzleberry, and then my Highland Heather. Whoa! We can see that these colours do not, well, they will blend together. They would probably take a little bit, but they don't really, they're not in the same colour tonings, so I wouldn't really use them together. So I would have to go back to my Blackberry Bliss. So this is my Blackberry Bliss Dark, but then I would pull in my dark Rich Razzleberry. Oops. Okay, then my light Blackberry Bliss, and then finally my light Rich Razzleberry. Okay, so you can see that those colour tonings match so much nicer than these ones, but I have to put these in dark, dark, light, light mode. Okay, so we'll get rid of them. So that's how I do a lot of my colour swatches before I start colouring anything, and I want to work out what colour blends I want. That is how I will do it, because sometimes they flow nicely and you can go dark, light, other times you need to go dark, dark, light, light. Okay, so have a play around, and these little, you know, all these scraps of Whisper White that we get, they are great for doing them. Sometimes I keep them, and but it just sort of depends on what I'm working on. Okay, so now we get to the fun part of colouring. So I'm going to start off with, and I don't have my glasses, so bear with me. I'm going to zoom in just a fraction to show you. Okay, so starting with the dark, and I'm going to use my bullet tip, and I'm just going to come down the edge of the cake, and I'm going to do it, you know, I did it, oh, you could do like all colours, but I'm going to do them opposites so that they're a bit more of a checkerboard, and I can do all cakes at the same time. Okay, so just a really nice fine line, and then I come to my next one, which is my dark, my light. So I'm using, for this one, I'm using dark, light, and I'm going to use my bullet tip again, and I'm just going to widen that little bit of colour. So I'm going straight over the top of what I've already done, and just widening that area. Now, when I obviously do the smaller tiers of the cake, I need to not come out so far. Apologies, one thing I do struggle with is to talk and colour at the same time.